Hey, what's up? What's up, Facebook? Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's having an awesome Monday. Um, Glad to be back. My name is Brandon Barnes, and this is part two of the book review on Unbeatable Mind by Mark Divine. Hello, lovely wife. How are you? So that means I know my daughter's watching. What's up, Tim and Aunt Virginia? How are y'all? So anyways, we'll go ahead and get the ball rolling. It's part two. So the first chapter, we kind of talked a little bit about meditating and some other pieces that go with controlling your mind and kind of embracing yourself and your person. And so I want to kind of touch on that a little bit more tonight. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. I love trying to help out as much as possible. So this book, to kind of a quick recap, it's Unbeatable Mind by Mark Divine. It is he's a Navy SEAL, not active duty anymore. And basically the book kind of talks about how you strengthen your mind to grow as a person, to become stronger, smarter, be more aware, be more present in your time. And so it's a really in-depth book. I typically do a lot of this stuff on real estate or business books or things like that. But a personal journey for myself has been understanding how to have a better mindset to life, having a better mindset in business, and having a better mindset just in general. So this has been a good one. Also, this is the book that our company is reading as a team. So Brittany and Jean, glad to see you guys on. Remember, book reviews got to be in by tomorrow at 9 a.m. And so we read a book every month as a team and kind of review it and go over it. So anyways, what I wanted to kind of talk about tonight is something called The Witness. It's in the book, and basically what Mark talks about is getting yourself in a sense of awareness to where you actually can pull yourself out of a situation and become a witness to what is going on. So through his breathing techniques and meditation techniques and certain things that he kind of teaches and talks about throughout the book, one of the ideas to understand that you're kind of in the right place and you're going on the right track is the ability to separate your thought from what's going on in the present. And so if you think about it, the idea of the witness is something's going on. You're being angered. You're really happy. Let's say you're getting ready to buy a house and in the words of John Martinez, you're getting in front of the seller. I mean, there's multiple times. But what you're able to do is separate your thought and actually see what is going on presently right there for you. And it helps you be more clear and not react just emotionally, but more on a logical sense. It's something I've never experienced it. I've talked to some people who have mentioned, having the ability. What's up, Joe? What's up, Billy, Matt? Man, look at this. Everybody's hopping on tonight. I've never personally experienced it, but I've spoken to some people that have talked about it and said that they're during times of emotion, they were able to slow everything down in their mind and actually see themselves getting upset about what's going on emotionally to the person who is actually causing this sense. And we all know in life that typically when we do something that we regret, it was done emotionally, and we kind of sit back and think, man, if I really would have thought about it, this wouldn't have happened. And so I just thought that was a really cool thing. I'd love to talk to you some more about it. I could go on and on and on about it, but basically he just kind of teaches through his meditation and techniques of how to do what's called, seeing the witness and pulling yourself out of the presence of it. And if you sit back and think about some times that you've had some difficulty, in personal business, whatever it is, a lot of times had you been able to process it and take it in before you said something or did something, you probably would have appreciated it a lot more after that. So that was one of the things I want to talk about tonight. Another part of the book, so this is what I wrote my book review on last week for our team, are the three, make sure I say it right, the three are the power of service. And so the three things that go with the power of service, and those are compassion, abundance, and generosity. So I've done a series on the Go-Giver. and we definitely talk about the abundance mindset and generosity, and but we don't really hit too much on the compassion part of it. And so, in the book and in society, especially in the male dominated personas, compassion can be seen as a weakness, not as a strength in somebody necessarily. If it's the wrong kind of person, they don't see compassion as a strength in a human being, particularly I would say a male. And so it shows an ability to understand your mindset, understand your thought and your strengths, to have compassion for somebody else. That means you have to be at a place internally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to to have compassion for somebody else. Because if you're not in the right place mentally, you can be judgmental, you can be jealous, you can be all different sorts emotionally, and not actually kind of feel what's going on for the person that's right there in front of you, whether you're benefiting, not benefiting, whatever it is. The second component is abundance. We talk about it a lot in our business. I talk about it a ton in real estate. Is kind of having the mindset of abundance. There's nothing out there in the world where there's just, this is the one thing, this is it, this is your only deal, this is the only car you'll ever get to buy, this is the only house you'll ever get to live in, this is the only girl you ever talk to, guy you'll ever talk to, and not sharing and giving with everybody else. We talk about it in our company all the time that, I don't mind freely talking to people about, hey, what's going on in our real estate, some leads that we have, trying to get help as much as possible, because I have an abundance that this isn't my only opportunity to help somebody out. This isn't my only opportunity to buy a house. And by doing that, you get more and more opportunities to do something. And so I definitely think, having that mindset in life is really important, and understanding that there's more to it than just that one singular thing that's right there in front of you. And then the third thing is generosity. We all talk about generosity in the sense of monetary is usually the biggest thing you kind of hear with it. Oh, this person was very generous. They donated thousands of dollars or did this and that. But a lot plays into the sense of generosity. It can go into getting on a phone call with somebody for 30 minutes and helping break down a problem that they're having. It can be going to the airport, picking them up, and just kind of helping somebody out when they're in need, and not doing it for a sense of needing something back in return. And I think that's something that's kind of lost in today's society. And, I personally try to surround myself with as many people that have that same kind of mindset and strengths. And we drive to teach that in our team, and we drive, to make that a part of our life. And so that was something I thought would be really cool to kind of bring up tonight, was kind of having that, mindset of abundance, generosity, and compassion, for those kind of pieces playing into it. And then the third thing that I want to talk about, and there's so much, it's hard to really, let me make sure I can find it. There's so much that, you can talk about and mention this book. It's just crazy. You start reading it and your mind starts opening, and I guess it's almost kind of like your witness. You're reading it and then you're seeing yourself, oh wait, that was me last Tuesday, or I didn't do that, or and it's been a really cool reflection for myself. So anyways, it's the 5 mountains that he talks about for self-discipline, self-mastery. He calls it the discipline, develop warrior discipline. And so the 5 mountains that he talks about are the physical mountain, the mental mountain, the emotional mountain, the intuition mountain, and the Kokoro mountain. Obviously, the physical mountain is pretty obvious. It's the ability to control your body with, all of your functions that you have. The more strength you have through working out and pliability and flexibility and all those kind of things, and being able to use your entire body, obviously helps more and more. The mental mountain, that's definitely one that is a bearer for me, is the most difficult. But that's cultivating mental control and concentration. And I know for myself, mental control and concentration are way out there. Asking you, my friends, team, family members, I can be talking to you about one thing, and then immediately I'm over here, and then I'm over here, and then I'm doing that. And then all of a sudden this thing starts going off, and you see notification after notification, and concentration's blown, mental toughness is gone, and it's something that, is really, hence why I'm reading the book. Why, it's something I really want to work on. The emotional mountain. And so understanding and harnessing the controlling your vast emotional power, developing self-esteem, confidence, are just extremely important. Not beating yourself up, thinking, I can do this. I'm positive. I'm going to relate to golf a little bit. Standing on a tee box and you have out of bounds left, water right. And just knowing like, I've got this. You're not emotionally concerned of what's going to happen if I hit this $5 golf ball in the water, or what's going to happen if I snap hook it out of bounds, like something like that. Just having that emotional control to just balance yourself out and move forward, and having that self-esteem and confidence is just, it's a game changer. If you've ever been in situations where you just nailed it, you got everything you needed, you helped out, you just felt great about it, you typically were confident, your self-esteem was high. If you think of situations where you got run over by a dump truck and you didn't get what you wanted, or weren't able to help somebody or something like that, you typically, it's because you're confident, you were lacking in confidence, which means you probably weren't prepared, and then your self-esteem was a low, and so somebody just emotionally kind of went over and physically went over the top of you. The fourth thing is the intuition mountain, becoming aware and intuitive leader by learning to look within to develop your sixth sense. So it just kind of, there's no real way to really, oh, there she is. There's no real way to kind of put pen to paper on what this is, but you hear about great leaders and great people in life, and they've just had this factor to where they know when something's right, when something's not right. We did a real estate deal a couple months ago. We closed on it like 2 months ago. I lost emotional mountain and I lost the intuition mountain, because I knew deep down in my gut that I should not have done what I did, but I was emotionally not prepared to say no and do what I should have done. In the end, it's a learning lesson, and we won't do it again. But I know, like reading this book, I look back and I was like, those are the two things that I failed at, because I felt it in my gut and I allowed myself to react emotionally, and which caused us to, get into a deal that we should not have gotten into. And then the fifth one, can you say hi to everybody? No? The fifth one is the Kokoro Mountain. And so the word Kokoro has Japanese origins and means to merge one's heart and mind into action. This mountain is about developing a connection with your spirit, learning to lead and act with your heart authentically, connecting with others, and striving for an integrated consciousness that benefits all mankind. And so, it's taking your mental, it's taking your emotional, it's putting it all together and just acting for the good of other people, and doing what's right for the person that's in front of you, not what's right for yourself. It's a super tough thing to kind of go about. It's not easy to control. It's hard not to think, what am I getting out of it sometimes? We're not perfect. We're human beings and we make mistakes. But it's learning how to harness those kind of pieces together and kind of go from there. So anyways, that's kind of it for tonight. That's my 15 minutes of fame. No, I'm just kidding. I do appreciate everybody hopping on tonight. I think this book's been really powerful, really helpful for myself. I highly recommend it. If you struggle emotionally, mentally, if you're looking to try to build your concentration and kind of excel yourself on a different level, and you're kind of in a rut reading whatever kind of books you're reading currently, I highly recommend it. It isn't necessarily, it's not a book you're going to pick up and read in a week. It's something you need to take your time with, take notes. I have my notebook that I keep with me. I take all my notes on, for this book. It's definitely a game changer and going to move into the top 5 books in my reading list. So thanks, Matt. I'm sure you're enjoying that. So I appreciate everybody hopping on tonight. Have a great Monday. If you got anything out of this tonight, give me a like. I think it's somewhere over here, or give me the share. I'll do the heart just like that. My wife's gonna kill me because that's went cheesy. Yeah, that is you on the screen. But I appreciate it. Share it. We'll be back next Monday, 7:15, for the final episode for Unbeatable Mind. We'll be announcing our next book and getting ready to rock and roll for the month of August, and I'll also be giving away one. So, Penny, can you say bye to everybody? Can you wave?
Bye.
Bye. So, everybody have a great night. If you want to watch any of these again, you can check us out on our YouTube channel. So, talk to you later.